Water, ice, plate and forks. Seriously? Service with a smile?
Some things should just be standard. RevVoice has 17 standard calling features. Cut the blue wire. Get RevVoice, save money.
An FNM MP calls for an end to infighting within the party. Meanwhile, former FNM Senator Jon Bostic ordered to pay a fine for ammunition possession. A man reportedly shot by police on Paradise Island, plus another murder believed to be the result of a home invasion. We've got those stories and much more tonight. From Kyle Joaquin and NB12 starts now. Topping news tonight, there's a lot of animosity and infighting within the Free National Movement, and unless the party gets it together, it could lose the next general election. This according to Central and South Abaco MP Edison Key, who spoke out in the wake of controversial comments made by FNM Senator Lenisha Rowe that some sitting FNM MPs are envious of opposition leader Dr. Hubert Minnis, and the country would not support Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner as Prime Minister. Well, Key, an FNM MP, said Rowe was speaking her mind, and he agrees with her. Dana Smith reports.
Amid widespread criticisms launched at Senator Rowe over her comment that some FNM MPs are just jealous of their party leader, Key said he agrees with her. Key said the FNM is divided and there's a lot of infighting and animosity within the party, and it could cost the FNM a win at the next general election if its members don't wake up.
I agree with what she had to say, because there is a lot of infighting and animosity, or whatever you want to call it, against Dr. Minnis. We have a divided group. Just to give you an example, one of my colleagues spoke to me some months ago about the group going to the Governor General and having Dr. Minnis' position revoked. I think there's a lot of division in the FNM, and they need to wake up and get their ducks in order. Otherwise, a year from now, they'll find them. We will find ourselves in much problems politically.
Key was referring to a reported coup by some FNM MPs to oust Minnis as leader last September. Details of their plan to send the Governor General a letter advising they've lost confidence in Minnis came amid continued reports that party insiders were actively planning to get rid of him. Well, Senator Rowe sparked a firestorm of controversy after she said some FNM MPs are jealous of the favor Minnis has with the masses and accused them of misusing their positions of power for self-serving interests. She said the country would not support Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner as Prime Minister, and any member of the party who chooses to challenge Minnis will fail in any dishonorable approach.
I have no doubt, that if we go into an election divided the way we are now, I don't think the FNM could win the general election again.
And Key said it's not just sitting MPs who are causing divisions in the FNM. He said some former FNM parliamentarians are trying to run the party when they should just sit in the back seat.
General public is fed up with the ex-MPs and ministers who are now trying to run the party. They ran for a seat, they lost, most of them, and now they voice their opinions of who should be the leader. The people dealt with them on election day gone, and they should sit in the back seat and listen at what the public has to say.
Key said when it comes to leadership, there's a lot of division within the FNM, and it's a shame. But for his part, he fully supports Minnis. As far as he's concerned, the issue of leadership was settled at convention.
Loretta was the deputy leader. Dr. Minnis was voted in as the leader. And So we accommodated her the second time with a convention, and she lost about 3-1. I support Dr. Menace 100% because the convention dealt with him. They gave him the authority to be leader.
Reporting for NB12, I'm Dana Smith.
Meanwhile, former FNM Senator Jon Bostic Sentence this morning. Simone Davis was in court and filed this report.
Magistrate Andrew Forbes this afternoon fined the former FNM Senator $15,000 in connection with his ammunition conviction. And if Bostwick refuses to pay that fine, he could face up to 15 months in prison.
The 43-year-old was a senator when he was arrested at the Grand Bahama International Airport on May 17, 2014, after a security screener found a magazine and 10 bullets for a .22 pistol inside his backpack. He was relieved of the post after he refused to resign, saying that demitting office would only acknowledge guilt of the crime. Bostwick was supported in court by his family and friends, including members of the religious community, such as Bishop Leish Boyd, Bishop Simeon Hall, and also Montague MP Richard Lightbourne, Bar Association President Ellsworth Johnson, and former Governor General Sir Arthur Folkes, who all submitted character references indicating that Bostwick was an admirable man. In mitigation, defense attorney Wayne Monroe QC asked the court not to impose a prison sentence because as a lawyer, Bostwick had already been punished by the conviction. He asked Forbes not to consider imprisonment because it would serve no purpose. Monroe also argued that the magistrate should also consider that Bostwick is a person of good character and comes from a good family who has contributed to the country. The defense attorney also noted that since Bostwick case has attracted sensational media, the magistrate should not make a decision to sentence Bostwick based on that fact. Forbes noted that while the evidence presented did not indicate that there was a violent intent, ammunition possession is still a serious charge, and Bostwick must be held accountable. As Forbes fined Bostwick, Monroe requested that the matter be set down until tomorrow so that Bostwick is able to pay the fine in a suitable time frame. And as he left the courtroom today, Bostwick was all smiles and told reporters that he is just grateful that the matter is finally over.
Well, we are very, very thankful for all the people who have supported me through this. Most especially all the people who came out as character witnesses and spoke to my character and spoke to the work that I've been doing in this country over the years. But for now, all I can say is thank God, and I look forward to getting back to what it is I've come to do. And I'll leave it like that. Thank you.
The matter has been adjourned until tomorrow at 11 a.m. Reporting for NB12, I'm Simone Davis.
Well, if you happen to see all the commotion on Paradise Island today near Scotiabank, it was the result of a police-involved shooting. Police say a man attempted to knock down an officer today on Paradise Island and ended up being shot. The incident took place just before 1 p.m. where, according to police, an officer on duty saw a man driving a vehicle suspiciously. The officer reportedly then signaled the man to come out of the vehicle. However, the man refused, reversed the car a few feet away, and then drove at the officer with a high rate of speed. That's when police said the officer, in fear of his life, discharged his police service handgun and shot the driver. The man received a minor gunshot wound and was rushed to hospital where he was detained in stable condition. When NB12 arrived on the scene, the area was cordoned off and blood could be seen on the back trunk of the car. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. Well, a man was found dead this morning, submerged inside a bathtub of water. The victim is believed to have been murdered by two men who had forced their way inside his Churchill subdivision apartment and were later seen leaving by a neighbor. Chief Superintendent Paul Rowe told reporters at the scene this morning there was evidence of a struggle and the apartment appeared to be ransacked.
Officers responded to the scene and upon arrival met the door, the front living room door ajar. They entered to make a search of the apartment where it appeared as though there were evidence of either struggle and the apartment seemed ransacked. They made further checks where they found the owner of the apartment submerged in a tub of water in the bathroom. The further examination, he was discovered to sustain some injuries to the upper body.
Police were called to the scene after a neighbor contacted police around 5 a.m. reporting that two men were seen exiting one of the apartment units. Rose said police believe the incident was the result of a burglary.
From all indication, it appears as though it was a burglary. to the residence. His vehicle also was searched, and we believe the intent was to rob.
Roll identified the victim as a recent retiree from a government ministry. Not long after the call was made to police, an adult male was taken into custody in connection with this incident. Police are also questioning a 20-year-old man of Freeport, Grand Bahama in relation to that island's latest murder. According to police, around 6 last night, in the Base Lane area, a man was found lying on the street with multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead on the scene by EMS. When NB12 returns, more on the FNM's infighting, and later on, the College of the Bahamas remembers its slain lecturer. Stay tuned.